lens blur is another one of those tools that you can kind of use to bring a viewer's attention to a certain point in the image that you want. You can also use it to get artistic, and I'm actually going to show an example of that. Really what lens blur is doing, and I think a lot of us are familiar with this, is like recreating what a proper camera with a certain type of lens can do, where it like isolates a subject and then blurs out the background. Obviously, like a lot of our phones these days can do that too. So the basics of this are, right, is like I can change the blur strength. So if I turn it all the way up, you see the outside of the image is like completely blurred out. And if I bring it all the way down, I can see basically everything. Okay, so that's one thing to know. The second is the transition. So that sort of like how sharply it transitions from in focus to out of focus. I can change that here. And I can also introduce some vignetting as well, because often when you do this on like a proper like DSLR setup, it does introduce some vignetting there, and so this kind of replicates that. But if you don't know what vignetting is, you can watch the section there. I could also, if I wanted to, change the shape of this, so I can change it to kind of all these different blur, all these different kind of like shapes to have the blur sort of organized in those. The other thing I can do is, this is one of those tools that has a bit of a different interaction paradigm, right? So I can move this around if I want to, and I can also change the shape by pinching. So if I just click on it and drag, I can move it around, and then I can also change the shape. Okay, but now that I changed to linear, what I'm going to show you is lately I have really been into what's called tilt shift photography. So you can generally do this when you shoot something sort of from top down, and you can make it feel like it was shot on like a miniature kind of play set. So now if you look at this versus the before, it almost kind of feels like it was shot on a miniature world, which I've really been digging that style lately.